What's up, guys? On today's episode, we're walking through all things YouTube. So anywhere from your thumbnails to how long the video should be, even all the way through who you should be making these videos for. So go ahead, check it out, and enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back to Contractor Growth Network. I'm Logan.
And I'm Alex.
And we are still getting used to being stuck at home doing these podcasts. So appreciate you guys checking us out today. And today we're going to be talking all things YouTube. So this is more in Alex's world than it is in mine, because this is Alex's job. In essence, this is his livelihood at this point.
Yeah, that's how I pay the bills.
This is how he pays the bills. So Alex, let's go ahead and start off with, what are some of the big things that you've learned? Because you know, coming into CGN in February of 19, and it's now April of 2020, so 14 months, you went from doing videography to now your videography, but it really seems like a lot of your time is spent doing, growing YouTube. So what's been your journey, and what are some of the big things that you've learned?
Yeah, so prior to joining CGN, I had what I thought was good experience running YouTube channels, but it wasn't as in-depth as I thought. It was literally just posting a video, titling it, and then moving on. It was very basic stuff, very, just kind of just putting content on YouTube. And now through my journey with CGN, it's grown into, I probably spend 95% of my day on YouTube in some capacity, enhancing old videos, posting new videos, or researching for new topics. And really that's become, with YouTube becoming even twice as big as 14 months ago, to us really hammering down and making that our main focal point as a social channel. So, I mean, just when it comes to researching people in our industry or top YouTube channels and what their thumbnails look like, or in our own analytics, how many people are staying on our channel for how long, or what's our watch time like. It gets addicting, and it kind of is like it's like a burning passion to see the subscriber count grow up and go from what it was 50, I think it was like 50 when I first started, to we're at like 364 as of today, as of this recording. So it gets addicting, and it's changed a lot in 14 months.
So do you like it more now that you're starting to understand it more, or was it better 14 months ago, back when it was kind of like ignorance is bliss and you didn't have to think about tags and descriptions and thumbnail colors, things like that?
No, I definitely love it a lot more now, because I look at people that have very successful YouTube channels, and then they don't do anything to tags, or their thumbnails are kind of crappy. And I think, wow, they don't even know what they could be hitting on if they enhance these two things. And it motivates me to be like, well, our channel can be that big because we have all these things in place. I will say it makes, it's kind of like, I like how ignorance is bliss, because you tend to overthink things a little bit when you have so much knowledge. But I definitely wouldn't trade this knowledge for 14 months ago being very ignorant. So at first it takes a little bit, but like now that I'm in it and I kind of have a better understanding, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And I'm guessing you probably now feel more in control of like actually the ability to grow this thing, versus like, well, hopefully this video just works, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, I mean, and yeah, like once you know more about it, you realize like how to even make the videos better. Like for me, not being a YouTube marketing guru 14 months ago, and like just being a videographer, that was the biggest thing. You thought you could just put out really good video content, people would see it. And that's not the case. So it's, learning both sides has made me, I think, a better videographer as well as YouTube marketer.
So say that one more time about putting out good content. Say that line one more time.
So if you just putting out good content doesn't necessarily mean people are going to watch it.
And that is exactly the mindset of a lot of businesses out there, restaurants, where they say, well, as long as we have good food, people will come to our restaurant. Contractor, well, as long as we do a good product, build it and they will come. And that is just not the case. It's not the case that you can just have a good product and somehow everybody else hears about it. And the same thing with these videos. It's good to put out content to figure out what works, But I mean, these big YouTube stars and people that run YouTube channels, they don't get there because their content is top notch. That's a part of it, but they get there because of all the other stuff, and they know how to market it better than everybody else.
100%. Yeah, that's like a big statistic is a lot of podcasts don't even get close to 100 episodes. So when you hit 100 episodes, you are like a golden podcast almost. And it's because people will do about 10 or 15 and see that nobody's viewing their podcast and quit because they think they just put out this good podcast, this good content, and people are going to watch it. And it's not the case. You got to make people come and let you know that they're out there. And that's why these influencers have that kind of power, because people know that they're out there.
Exactly. So let's do this before we go into the actual YouTube channel stuff. Let's try to sell the idea of YouTube a little bit. So I want to walk through a couple different ways and I guess overall long-term vision for YouTube that I see it from just an overall marketing strategy. So first off, YouTube is not going away. It's here to stay. It is the #2 search engine in the world, right behind Google, which it just happens to work out that Google owns it. And the ways that we use YouTube is you can take your YouTube videos and you can take those YouTube videos and then you can put them on your website. So for example, we're redoing our website right now. And when you go through a specific web page, let's say I'm trying to sell you the idea of your website needs to be very personal to somebody. So whenever somebody's reading the website, it needs to feel like it's speaking directly to them. And if you want to learn more about that, click this button. And when you click the button that's like right there on the section on the web page, a little pop-up pops up and there's a 12-minute video that is me walking through somebody's website and actually showing it right there on the spot. And that is done because we have a YouTube video that we just ended up putting on the website. So you can use your YouTube videos on your website. You can also, we all know we got to write blogs. We all hate writing blogs. You can write or you can create a YouTube video, put it up on YouTube, transcribe it, and then put it up on your website, and that's your blog. You can also have an online portfolio. So instead of just having, you know, your before and after pictures, well, now you can have full project walkthroughs that tell a full story. You can also take your About Us video and put that into your email signature. So anytime you email out a prospect or a customer, there's a little video that walks through who you are as a person. You can also take these videos and text them to clients. So if a prospect has a specific question about, hey, how do I do this? Or hey, I'm thinking more about this project, you know, this one specific project, what do you think? And you have a similar project, you can text them that video. So those are just like some ways that you can use video, but my point is, moving forward in life and in business, if you aren't using video, which we talked about a lot here, you will fall behind, and there's not a platform that is more versatile and easier to use on a basic level than YouTube. So it helps generate leads. It is awesome. So when people call you, I can't tell you from my own personal side, whenever somebody, a prospect calls me, and I'm like, sure, you know, how'd you hear about me? And they're like, oh, I've listened to your podcast and I've watched all your videos. Well, they already know who I am. They already feel comfortable talking to me, and they tie my voice as a salesman to all this helpful stuff that they've been watching, and it's a much easier sale. Same thing with you as a contractor. If you have all these project profiles or all these videos, and people learn to recognize your voice, and then when they call you, it's that same voice, guess how much easier it is to sell to somebody. So when you start a YouTube channel and you get clients call you or prospects call you, and you hear those golden words of, oh, I've seen your YouTube videos, you'll know exactly how it feels to then go into that sale, because the sale is done.
Yeah, I always get it when I'm out and about with a camera, and people will walk by. They always want to be on the camera because there's this psychological feeling that they're going to be on TV. So when you show up, when you have a YouTube channel and you do videos and you end up calling a client, or you show up at the client's house and they see the team that was on YouTube, they're like, oh, you're on the YouTube channel. That is a selling point as in its own right, because that credibility and that almost celebrity status you get just for having a YouTube channel appeals to people instead of Joe Schmo that doesn't have anything, just a website, or he's just, known around the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So, and plus, like, content lives forever. Like Premier Ponds, I was going through all their old videos. They have videos from 2014. That's 6 years ago, and they're still the most watched videos on their channel today, and they're still relevant. So this content, every video you make, and YouTube makes it super easy to find, it lives forever, and it's evergreen. It never just goes away like a Facebook post, like an Instagram post that gets hidden every time you post or as the days go by. This stuff can still be found today from 6 years ago.
And some of our videos, like for, let's say Premier Ponds, we always reference them because we've, been with them for the longest. Like the videos of like how to clean a pond, like we still use that one all the time. And I shot that on my iPhone six years ago.
Yeah.
And it still is like, I think if you search for like how to clean a pond in fall, I think it's still #1 because it's just, I don't think it has a single tag, a single anything. I had no idea what I was doing, but it's a good video. So I guess people like it.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll hit on a video like that, it's generic how to clean a pond. People want to know that.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's talk about some of the YouTube stuff. So walk us through some of the most important parts. I know earlier you talked about tags and thumbnails and titles and watch time and all these other things. What are some things that people need to know and need to learn about YouTube that, let's say they have a bunch of videos already done and they're trying to go from level 1.5 to level 2?
So we'll start with the creation side of things. So you have all these YouTube videos and you want to see how you can enhance them to be YouTube savvy. First one's the thumbnail. That picture that is basically the summary of what your video is about in picture form. You put a catchy word like how to clean a pond or pond cleaning, and that will entice somebody in. Good, because it's the biggest thing they're going to see on the YouTube homepage, and that's what's going to, be their first introduction to your video. The second most important thing is the title, and make it play off the thumbnail. So if your thumbnail reads pond cleaning and is a picture of a before and after of the pond, you write how to clean a pond. Simple as that. And then you get into description and tags, which kind of play off together. All tags are is just keywords that people are going to be searching. So pond cleaning, how to clean a pond. And you write your description exactly what the video is about. And there you go. You include those type of keywords. So how to clean a pond. Do you want to know how to clean your pond? This video will show you how to clean your pond from being dirty to completely clean, and you can enjoy it with your family. Boom, done.
Real quick, I want to back it up because I want to go through each one of these 3 things on a little bit more in depth, because if these are the most important parts of it, I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. So thumbnail. So thumbnail is just when you're scrolling down on YouTube.com, you see all the different pictures that are almost like previews of what you're going to see.
Yeah, so exactly, they're previews. I mean, when you type in YouTube.com, you'll see the homepage and all these videos, and that picture, if you scroll your mouse over and land on that picture, it'll show you the preview of the video. But people aren't going to do that if the picture is not enticing, which means bright colors, your facial expressions, either your mouth wide open or a big smile. For ponds, it's very common to just put the picture of the pond. A before and after does really well. Something that's going to entice the viewer to want to watch and stop and watch your video.
So with these thumbnails, I know because usually YouTube, when you first start, YouTube just gives you a couple, like 3 different options of a still frame or a picture that is within the video, and it just says which one of these 3 do you want. And then once you actually get your account verified, which if you go online and look it up, you can figure that one out. That's when you can start to upload your own custom thumbnail. So when you talk about enticing somebody, and you said a picture of somebody versus not, what are some common thumbnail items that you need? What are certain things that will actually entice somebody to watch, or at least stop as they're scrolling on YouTube to go, whoa, what is that thing? Let me read the title.
Definitely a facial expression.
Okay, so to back it up, we need to get somebody's face on this thing.
Yes, that's what I would recommend. It does also kind of depend on what your industry is. So using the pond example, I've always found the face, people trust the face. People want to see a face, they want to see a reaction. That's kind of what we go to on our channel, what we try to do with other channels. I would recommend that first. Bright colors, that's a given. The second, make the thumbnail bright colors. But kind of 2A would be a before and after, a transformation. You know, people want to see kind of what it was like to what it is now, and that will entice them. How did they get this pond that was green to look crystal clear? Like how in 6 minutes? How did that happen?
So we're pretty much trying to do something that creates that intrigue, emotion in people, that they're like, whoa, what's going on here? How did this happen? And that's where that. So when you keep saying you want to have a facial expression, what are these facial expressions? Let's say you have like a cutout of somebody, because like we all see that when we go on YouTube, you see it's a whatever the background is, and then you have in that thumbnail you have like somebody's face super close. What are these facial expressions? What do they look like, and what does that do?
So for our YouTube audience, I'll do it, but it's almost like the shocked face usually works if it's a huge transformation, like mouth wide open, eyes wide open. Eye contact's the big thing. You never want to be looking away from your camera.
How come?
Because people want to look into your eyes. Eye contact is the biggest trust building form of, you know, I guess facial expression.
Yeah.
So like that's what's really gonna, people will look at your eyes, especially if you got blue eyes. They'll look in there and they'll be like, okay, I gotta watch this video. It's all psychological. That's what the thumbnail is. It's making someone's brain be like, yep, that's how I'm gonna stop. That's where I'm gonna go.
And like,
And then
it's not, but it's like, you know, when you walk like on the sidewalk and there's like, it sounds, but like homeless people, right? If you make eye contact with them, you're locked in. They're
exactly.
gonna come right up to you and go, hey, and I'm like, all right. So now you feel you have to like look away the whole time, not making eye contact, but the eye contact, like that stops people.
And even like when you meet a girl or a guy at a bar, it's eye contact. That's what's gonna entice people to draw to each other. It's just, you know, common human, you know, psychology. And
Yeah.
you know, a nice smile, like showing teeth, a smile, like that draws people into, you know, anything like that, because people like reactions. And if there's no emotion or no reaction, people are not gonna watch it.
Okay. All right. So you got that. And you talk about bright colors. As like a background or a backdrop. Is there any text? Do you put anything on the actual thumbnail text-wise?
I always put text, yes. Pictures can say 1,000 words, but in 2 or 3 words, you can also put somebody over the top to click play. You know, for me, I like to do, like for ponds at least, it's this backyard, what a transformation, or wow, that was dirty, or something like that, that kind of leads people on in a way, but tells them this is kind of what happened in this video. This pond was a mess. See how it transformed.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so we got our thumbnail down. Now our title. Let's break down that title a little bit.
So the title.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So the title, that's going to be the second thing people are going to watch. They're going to see your thumbnail. You got them hooked. Now let's read the title. That's what you want to make it, exactly what your video is about. You don't want to make it something that it's not, because YouTube's going to penalize you for that.
Like
so
clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait, exactly. So say you're doing a video on how to clean a pond. If you do how to build a pond, you're not building a pond, you're cleaning a pond. And YouTube's eventually going to say, okay, hey, they're not building, they're just cleaning. So this is not, it's going to penalize you for that, and no one's going to watch it.
Well, how does YouTube know that? Do they watch the video? I mean, what would signal them that says this video is not actually about how to clean a pond or how to build a pond?
If people that are watching it, they'll comment, be like, this is not building a pond. People will click the dislike button instead of the like button. They'll listen to that. YouTube is very smart in a way. It's like just like Google. It'll see the negative feedback you're getting. It'll see the watch time that you get, which we'll go into a little bit later. But if people are clicking off it in 15 seconds, realizing this isn't a video that something's up with this video, why are people clicking off of it immediately? They'll see it and flag it and be like, this is not, you're leading people on, and it will just decentivize your video. So you really want to make it exactly what the video is about.
Okay, so even if it's like the right stuff, so it's called How to Build a Pond, and the video is actually about how to build a pond, but it's a crappily done video because it's done on LeBron James's 2003, flip phone.
Yeah.
Then and people are leave within the first 15 seconds, it's still going to drop it down in the YouTube rankings and stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the other side of it is, okay, so yeah. I guess we'll get more into that with watch time though.
Yeah, we'll get more into a watch time, but yeah, essentially, you really just don't want to lead people on in a way that makes people upset.
Okay, so the title just describes what the video is about.
Yeah, exactly. How to clean a pond. That's it.
Okay, cool. And then description. What is the description? What do you mean by that?
The description that is basically just you're describing what the video is about. It's a more in-depth look at what you're doing. You get 5,000 characters, which a character is just anything you type, a space, a letter, a number, punctuation mark, symbol, whatever it is that counts as a character. The first 200 characters, or basically the first 2 lines of your description, are the most important because that is what people see when your video comes up in their search. So that's what you want to make. That's kind of like your tagline, your final chance to hook them in to your video. So, how to clean a pond. This video, we cleaned this horrid pond. It was filled with scum, algae. The fish were almost dying, and we turned it into this beautiful backyard masterpiece. Anyone would want to watch that video. And then after that, you basically just plug all your keywords, which will be in your tags, in legible sentences. You don't want to just post, oh, pond build, all that in a sentence. You just basically just go into more depth. Logan Shinholster takes you through how we clean this pond. Step 1, we drain the water. Step 2, this. Step 3, this. And you basically describe what happened in the video in text form. And it helps the back end of YouTube more understand what your video is about, get you ranked for the subjects and words you want to get ranked for, and all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. So description, the first 200 characters or the first 2 lines are very important because it hooks people in, but then after that, you just want to briefly describe what is in the actual video itself in text form.
Yes. I mean, the description, I don't think it's hidden necessarily, but it is the third most important, I would say, when you're creating a video. So if you said you just wanted to do the first 200 characters, the first 2 lines, that basically describes the video, that's okay. You don't have to continue to keep going, especially at first. But if you really want to grow this thing, it really helps having that detailed description in down below after you've already enticed people in. It's more for the back end of YouTube. You kind of have to flirt with enticing readers and enticing YouTube. You have to draw from both sides.
Okay, cool. So we got the thumbnail, we got the title, we got the description. What else do we need to focus on in YouTube to make this effective?
If you wanted to go a little bit further in depth, I would say the tags, which are the keywords. If you've already written a good description, you basically just take those main subject words you're trying to hit on, pond builders, pond cleaners, pond maintenance, whatever, and type those in the tags because that's what people are going to be searching for, and you want your videos to search for those words. You don't want to search for, wall paint if you're a pond builder. Doesn't make any sense.
So it's kind of like how hashtags work for Instagram. Will say where if we hashtag this picture as something, and then somebody clicks on that hashtag, they can see all the other pictures that have been hashtagged with that same one.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great comparison. Like tags are the hashtag for YouTube, just okay. Without the hashtag. Exactly.
All right, cool. All right, let's talk about some like you mentioned watch time, or we talked about it a little bit earlier. What is watch time, and why is something like that important?
Yeah, so watch time is a metric that tells you how many hours, minutes people have watched your video or been on your channel for. So watch time is probably the most important metric that YouTube goes off of. because it lets them know how long people are staying on your channel, and that's the goal for YouTube. They want you to stay on YouTube. So like we said earlier, if people are clicking off your video in 15 seconds, that means your video isn't really that good, or it's misleading or something like that, and YouTube is not going to show your video on people's home pages, because that's essentially what you're doing this for. Is when you type in youtube.com, you want your video on that main page to be on the trending list or the watch list for that person. It's like Netflix. Everybody's homepage is different depending on what they watch. So your video can show up on thousands of people if they like your videos. So watch time is a big way to do that. It also depends on how long your video is. We try to keep our videos 10 minutes long. That's kind of the sweet spot. And so a nice watch time to have is around half that, 4 or 5 minutes. You're never really going to hit the full 10 minutes, but if it's less than 2 minutes, you're doing something wrong and you got to fix something.
Okay, so why does YouTube want people to be on their channel longer?
If they're on their channel longer, that means they're just on YouTube in general, and they can show, they can go to advertisers, because that's how YouTube makes their money, is selling ad space on your videos. So the popular videos, and if you have over 1,000 subscribers and over, I think, 4,000 public watch hours, you can sell ad space on your videos. So YouTube can go to advertisers and be like, hey, this video has 400,000 hits. That means 400,000 people have seen this video. Your company can be in front of 400,000 people. Why don't you say you advertise on this video? Perfect. Then they make money, and that's how they make money. You make some money off of that, and that's how YouTube grows and gets bigger.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So you talk about subscribers. How important is subscribers? Because I know with Facebook, the way that Facebook used to work is it used to show, you know, if you had 1,000 followers on your public Facebook page, it would show like several hundred of those 1,000 followers your post anytime you would post. And now it may show 10 to 20 of those 1,000. So YouTube wise, how important is getting more subscribers, or are getting subscribers?
At first, super important. I would almost focus on just trying to get subscribers before having your watch time perfect. Because once you hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, then you can think about earning that advertising money. But once you were able to monetize and add and get people like to, you know, pay basically to watch your video, it really is kind of a moot point at this point, and that's when watch time slips over. So, you know, what's the difference between 1 million subscribers and 5 million subscribers? Unless you're going out to companies and saying, hey, I have 1 million subscribers and these people have 500,000, you should come with me. It's a personal deal. You're not really doing that anyway, so that doesn't really make a difference once you hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, in my opinion. It more switches over to watch time being the more important metric. But if you're just starting out, you want to hit these numbers, and you want more people to get in front of to see your videos. So get to 1,000, get to 4,000 watch hours, and then kind of focus on, are my videos good, or how, like, what are people watching on my video? How can I make them better in that regard?
Okay, so how do we get to 10 subscribers before we get to 1,000?
So 10 subscribers, big thing is tell your clients that you were on YouTube, hey, give us a subscribe, give us a follow. The big thing is just continue to post videos. Nobody wants to go on a channel that has 2 videos. So the more content you put out there at first, the better chance you are of people randomly finding your video and liking it and subscribing to you. It does help. The first 10 subscribers you're going to get, most likely going to be your friends, family, your other email accounts that you can subscribe to. But once you get past that, you'll have, you know, 10 to 20 subscribers, and you continuously pump out videos once a week, twice a week, eventually 3 times a week. You'll probably want to post. That's how it's going to grow. I mean, we've seen that every week we grow about 10 to 12 subscribers just because we put out 3 videos. Each video we get 2 or 3 new subscribers. So we've kind of seen that the more videos we post, the more subscribers would come in, and that grows our channel, and our views eventually go up, and our watch time eventually goes up. So yeah, you really, it's word of mouth at the beginning. and it's just post more videos. The best way, videos, videos, videos.
So one of the last things to kind of, I guess, wrap all this YouTube stuff up, because it's very easy to make this a 4-hour conversation because it's pretty intricate, is the idea of who is your YouTube channel for? So what I see is I see a lot of people, a lot of contractors say stuff like, I need to get to that 1,000, I need to get to 10,000, and they focus all on these subscribers. But what they fail to realize is, okay, you get 1,000 subscribers, and now you can turn advertising on, and you can now say, hey, YouTube, I want to feature ads in my video, which we've all seen before. And if you have 1,000 subscribers, you may be making, a little bit of money, maybe up to $100 a month at that point, as far as how much YouTube is paying you. But if your videos, you just do everything you can to get the 1,000 subscribers, they're not focused on, helping the people around you, it's not going to do anything for your contracting business. So you got to really realize or think about, who is your YouTube channel for? Are you trying to do this to grow subscribers and make money off of YouTube advertising by getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers or millions of people to follow you? Or are you doing it because you want to help the people in your local area? Are you doing a lot of project profiles around your area and putting those on YouTube so the people in the area will find those and they will hire you offline?
Yeah.
So it's, and it's always better, obviously, like if you do videos of people in your area and you have 1 million subscribers, that is the goal. But a lot of people, do you talk about very general stuff and try to grow it, or do you focus on very narrow, but that everybody who's watching it is somebody who's most likely in your area looking for whatever services that you're showing in that video?
Yeah, that's the big misconception about a YouTube channel, is that people think they see these personal brand people having these million subscribers, and they think that's how the only way they're going to make money. But that is not the case. If you're a contractor, your company can generate leads off YouTube. You could have 100 subscribers and make way more than that $100 that YouTube's going to pay you for having 1,000 subscribers and adding ads on your video, because people are going to see your videos and they're going to want to hire you because they saw you in that YouTube video. So for us, we have 360 plus subscribers, but we have a lot of views for those subscribers. Anywhere from like 75 to 100 we've been averaging over the past month and a half. So that goes, and there's people
per video, right?
Per video, yeah. There's very channels with 5 million subscribers that only have 100,000 people watch their video. The ratio there, if you want to put it that way, to views to subscribers, we have a higher percentage. So, and we're a very specific niche kind of channel, because we're generating leads off of our channel and we're getting people to come to us and use our expertise for them. And that's exactly what you're going to do with those project profiles Logan was talking about. If you have a pond built in Iowa, Maryland, you put that city in the title, in the thumbnail, in the video, people are going to be like, oh, they're in Ankeny, Iowa. I'm in Ankeny, Iowa. Let's call them up. That's how it works for you, and that's how you can make more money by not even having advertisers on your YouTube video.
And that's something that we're trying to focus on now, is actually expanding a little bit. So we're very big on very niche. We literally focus on growing a contracting business using sales and marketing. Those are our two things. Every so often we throw in a money one or an operations one or a mindset one, but it's really, the fact that we're talking about YouTube channel and contractors, it's very specific. But the more broad that we can make it, so now what we do is this is what we've been talking about, is going more broad of what are other topics that contractors will look at. And maybe that would be along the lines of tool comparisons. Are you going with Black & Decker or DeWalt or something like that? And then they go, oh, okay, let me watch, because they're on YouTube, because more contractors, because that's our client, more contractors are seeking out tool comparisons versus how to grow my contracting business on YouTube. But if we lead off with an entertaining video and we get that shown on YouTube, then our channel starts to get more hits and they go, oh, wow, that's a pretty good video showing me one one hammer versus the other. And then they go, oh, well, what's this other one? And this other one's about how to grow my contracting business. Let me check that one out. And then they go, okay, so now I know how to grow oh, wow, what's this one? This one's all about how to build a YouTube channel for my contracting business. So it funnels them from a very broad topic that they probably enjoy to watch all the way, and it starts to slowly take them from somebody who's very passively watching and they're watching just for entertainment purposes, and it slowly transforms them into somebody that would actually buy from us, or is interested in YouTube channel stuff. So if you're a contractor, let's say you're a remodeler, let's say you do kitchen remodels, and you have a project that is all about, remodeling your kitchen. You could have a very broad video. That one video is, top 5 home trends of 2020, and it just happens that one trend is having a Georgia porch. One trend is lighter colors. One trend is having an updated kitchen. One trend is, I don't know, something else. And the last one is going to be like an outdoor kitchen outside or some shit like that. So that's a very broad topic that people are going to search, but it just happens that one of those 5 things is upgrading a kitchen. So now they're a little bit closer to watching that video that you have of a project profile of you renovating a kitchen. Well, they're not quite there yet. So how do you get them closer? Well, now what you can show is, another video that gets them a little bit closer. That's top 5 kitchen trends. So they went from top 5 home trends. Now they're down to top 5 kitchen trends. And that project profile of you remodeling a kitchen happens to be one of those trends. So if you see how we took it from something very broad and slowly brought them back to that kitchen remodeling project, we built the trust, built the entertainment, built the nurturing relationship. We didn't just say, watch this project profile of us remodeling a kitchen, because they're like, well, I don't really give a shit about that. But if they know one of the top trends is to have an updated kitchen, and then they now know that one of the top 5 kitchen styles is one that you can do, now they're more likely to watch your actual project.
Yeah, because you're seen as the HGTV expert because you're on YouTube, when your competitors or the other people that they might have in mind, they're not. You want that information out in the public because, we could do this. Like, here we are. You don't want to hide what you can do because you're afraid to do a YouTube video. It doesn't have to be fantastic quality. If your work does the talking for itself, you just gotta shoot on your iPhone, like you said with Premiere Ponds. I mean, shoot on your iPhone for 45 minutes, and there you go.
Yeah, so it's like for us, like, we do advertising for contractors, so we're like looking at videos that would be like the history of advertising. Stuff like that, where it's very broad, or we're all about growing, and it could be like how Henry Ford revolutionized something where it's still growing a business related, but it's not growing a contractor using digital marketing purposes. It's very broad, and we slowly bring them in, and those people that are, looking for this stuff, they'll find it. But if nothing else, we'll get more outside subscribers, which will slowly grow the videos that we really want them to watch, which are the ones that will actually sell our stuff. Those will, the people that want to watch those will watch them, but we got to kind of cast a wide net and slowly bring them in.
Yeah, it's like you said before, it's, the ideal goal is to have people that are looking for this stuff and they want the service and they want to hire you after watching videos. Also, but if they don't, and you're casting that wider net on some videos, you have that subscriber base where you have advertising money coming in as well. That's the end goal. But especially to start out, where it's a long journey to figure out all this stuff, kind of, what works, what doesn't, get used to the swing of things. The most satisfaction I get is knowing that someone calls and we sell any of our services because they saw our YouTube or watched our podcast. So that's the biggest thing, because it makes all this hard work worth it when something like that happens.
So it sounds like focus on your area first, then you can start to really go broad and expand out.
100%. Yeah. If you try to catch too much at once, you're just going to get pissed off and you're gonna quit. Like, that is 100%. It's like anything you do. You're not going to hit a home run your first day swinging the bat. So just focus on making contact. And there you go. This is just contact. get it launched, get videos out there, and focus on your neighborhood.
And just, I remember we, like a couple little fun examples is, I remember we had a video out there that was, it talked about like, how much did you spend on marketing? And it had like 4 or 5 views on it. And I remember like a month and a half after it went out, like we got a comment, I got a notification. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I went back and looked on it, and the comment was something along the lines of, yeah, like I'm gonna take advice from a marketing company that has 4 views on their YouTube video. And I was like, damn, they got us. That was a good one. So it was pretty funny. And we finally, I think it like number, like, it's crazy because there's some channels that they have, like Brian Dean, he has like 300,000 YouTube subscribers, and he's probably got 30 total videos, if that. And then for us, I think the number was like 110, where we finally had more subscribers than we had videos.
Yeah.
So now it's working out where we're at, we're at 3 to 1. So for every 1 video we put out, we get 3 subscribers. But for a while, I mean, we had 75 videos out with 40 people subscribing to us, and that's just the game that we played, was just, let's just get the content out there. We'll look at the stats to see what actually gets views. And then we realized nobody actually cares about us sitting there building out a Facebook campaign. What they care about is something that's a little bit more something else, and then we create videos around that. So we have a different, we have more of a general approach versus showing like the nerdy stuff, because we found that less people were watching those, so we made videos that people were watching.
Yeah, I have a recent example, Premier Ponds. I went through their whole YouTube yesterday, and they had this project profile about a backyard stream. And I remember when I posted it last year, it only got like 50 views or something. It was very stagnant. Well, in the analytics yesterday, the last 48 hours, I saw that video had 129 views in the last 2 days. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what happened here? And it turns out that video, all of a sudden, just after through time, people were starting to look at backyard streams, and it has nearly 2,000 views now on YouTube without even it was just sitting there for like almost a year at this point on YouTube, and finally people searched it. So you never know what people are going to search for at what given time. Logan's right. Like, we had 75 videos out there with 40 subscribers. So you just kind of got to trial and error this stuff and see what people like. You never know when or what year people are going to be like, I want a backyard stream, and they land on your video, and there you go. We have all these views. So it gets fun to figure out what works, what doesn't, but it can be frustrating at times. But I think a lot of things are like that, and it all pays off in the end.
Exactly. Cool. Are we all good to end on that?
I'm good to end on that. Yeah.
All right, give us the outro, Alex.
All right, guys. Well, if you like what you heard, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts, comment below on YouTube, and click that link and join our Facebook page, the Contractor Growth Network podcast group. We really want to hear what you guys got to say. If you like this topic, if you want to know more about YouTube, or if you want to know more about some other topics, let us know. Write a review in there. Reach out to us with questions you got. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.